Good morning, everybody. Beginning of day 7. Pretty frosty last night. Tent had a lot of frost inside it. Just come back up from the spring. Got my water. It's about 3 miles to the next spring, so that should hold me. Spent the night here at Blue Mountain Shelter. It was pretty nice. Goal for tonight, I think it's called Trey Mountain Shelter. It's only about 8 miles, but there's a lot of elevation up and down between here and there. You start out with a real steep descent, and then you go up another mountain and down the next mountain and up the next one. So we'll see how we do today. But that's the goal, about another 8 today. So we'll see you down the trail. Nice view from this shelter. Beautiful morning this morning. Heading down trail. Just left camp a little bit ago. Starting this long descent. I think it's, I don't know, maybe 500 or 600 feet down to the road crossing. Something like that. It's about 1.5 miles. So anyway, gonna head down trail and see what there is to see. Coming up on Unicoi Gap. Morning of day 7. Beautiful morning out. Well, I got down here into Unicoi Gap, and here is Smokey Bear giving out trail magic. We've got Pepsis, Mountain Dews, chips, bananas, apples, all kinds of stuff. These guys are the hiker saviors. I tell you what, it's great. Thank you, Smokey. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Section of trail here is pretty rough. Comes down steep, lots of rock, some ice on some of it. Then you get a flat spot like this that isn't too terrible bad. Views up here make it worth your time though. But it's probably lower 40s by now already, especially on the south side of the hill. I think I'm on like the southeast side here. That makes it a lot warmer. I've already shed one layer. Watch all these rocks. Yeah, the downhills are definitely harder than the uphills. The uphills, you can't hardly breathe. It's a lot of work, but the downhill is really hard on the joints. So for me, the downhills are harder. The uphills aren't easy, but the downhills are harder. How's that? So we're gonna head on down off of this mountain, and I'll show you anything cool that comes along. We're in Trey Gap right now, getting ready to ascend Trey Mountain, which is that mountain way up there. It's a biggie. And then the Trey Mountain Shelter, as best I can tell, is on the downhill side of the mountain, probably about an hour away, I would guess. So I think that's where I'm gonna pitch the tent tonight, call it a day. It's been a good day. I'm doing a lot better than I did yesterday. I think I'm glad I stopped a little early yesterday. Lesson learned, I guess. So that's the plan. I'll show you anything there is to see along the way. If not, I'll show you the shelter. Just made it up to the top of Trey Mountain, Georgia. we're way on up here. Made it to Thru Mountain Shelter tonight, end of day 7. It's pretty nice up here. It's cool, chilly, but there's quite a view off that way. Pretty nice. Tomorrow I think is another 8-mile day, and then the next day I think I'll come down and go into Hiawassee to resupply. That's the plan anyway. Hey everybody, end of day 7. It's about 6 o'clock or so. I'm in my tent, all ready for the night. Not supposed to be as cold tonight, maybe 29 or 30. Not supposed to be a lot of wind, 8 to 10 miles an hour, something like that, so that's not too bad. Not a bad day. It was a little over 8 miles today, and a lot of climbing. Man, we went way down, way up, way down, way up. I think it was like 2,500 feet of elevation gain today. So for such a short mileage day, it was still a lot of work. But I did okay. I did a lot better. Boy, yesterday was rough day. But I just kind of took it easy. Short day yesterday. I'm taking a short day today. And tomorrow's about another 8-mile day. And then I think I'll be going into Hiawassee here coming up pretty soon. So all in all, pretty good day. It's the end of day 7 out here. So, and I'll have to check mileage. I think we're at around 58 miles of the AT, and plus the 8-mile for the approach trail if you're still counting that. So we're up over 60 now, but everything's going good. Good morning. Beginning of day 8 on the trail. Just left Thru Mountain Shelter just a little bit ago. I'm coming down a real steep downhill here. It's going to take me a little while. The downhills are rough, but had a good night. I think it was about 29 last night for a low. Today's supposed to be about 50, so I'll be shedding some layers real quick down the trail. So I'm going to get on down the trail today, and I'll show you what there is to see. Swag of the Blue Ridge. I'm not sure what that is, but I'm here. I'll have to look that one up. I'm not sure. It's uphill, steep in that direction. Beautiful views in that direction. And back where I came from, uphill. So here we go. Well, we're making our way along today, fixing to go up the big climb of the day, and then down the other side, and then the camp's over there. So I think I'm like 2.5 or 3 miles from camp. All right, everybody. I just finished my big climb for the day. I think it was like 1,000 feet up, and it took about an hour for me to get up there. Then I had some lunch at the top. Now I'm headed back down the other side. I'm about 3/4 of a mile from Deep Gap Shelter. Gonna get me a bunch of water when I get down there. It's been pretty cool today. You know, they said it was supposed to be like 50 and sunny, and I don't know, it's awful windy. Maybe it's because I'm up so high, but it's awful windy, and doesn't feel real warm today, that's for sure. Anyway, I've been kind of on and off with the jacket. It's kind of the way it is out here. You'll start climbing a hill, and you'll unzip your jacket and take your hoodie off. Then you'll get to the top and go down the other side, and it's cold and it's on the north side. So you'll put your jacket back on, put the hoodie back on, put the gloves back on, and 10 minutes later you're taking gloves off. It's just a constant battle to try to maintain some sort of a comfort level or safety level out here. But anyway, we're headed down, and if something cool comes along, I'll let you see it. If not, I'll show you the shelter when we get there. Okay, I'll show you what we do to get water out here, if you don't already know. Their springs are marked along the trail, so you kind of look on your map to see where the springs are. And then what I use is a C-Knock bag. You'll fill it up, fold the top over, put the clamp on it. Then the filters, unscrew this side here. The filters, if it's cold out, you need to leave them in your pocket, because if they freeze, they won't be any good, and you probably won't even realize it until 3 days later when you get sick. Then you can get your bottle. Find somewhere to set it. And then squeeze the water right through the filter into the bottle. Also, if you have more time, there's an adapter that can attach the bottle to the bottom of this. Then you can just hang the whole thing in a tree, and it'll slowly gravity feed into your bottle. So since I'm almost at the shelter, I'll probably go ahead and fill up all my water, fill this up, and take it to the shelter. That way I have enough water for in the morning and tonight, and I can camel up good tonight too. So that's the plan, and I'll show you the shelter when we get there. Alrighty, made it to Deep Gap Shelter. This one is super nice. I'll show you around. I'm actually gonna stay in this shelter tonight. First time I've stayed in a shelter. We have pretty much totally enclosed, and then there's even an upstairs. So I'm gonna be sleeping up there. And then there's a bunch of room downstairs. There's even windows. Can't beat it. Pretty nice area here. Even a fire pit. So I'm gonna make home in the shelter tonight. Here's my little home away from home up here. We even have a window with a view. It's not too bad a place.